Greetings and citations, ladybugs, gentle germs, widgets, and whatsits, and welcome back to another misadventure in the Just Create SSP. Give me a few moments here while I gather up some of this dark oak. If you have been following the Just Create SMP series, put on by the likes of MrBeardstone, FoxyNoTail, StemWho, ChosenArchitect, Dejojotheawsome, Eggsy, and I know I'm missing one. They have recently, at least relatively recently, it was after my last recording session and before this recording session, added a new member to their SMP. LegionVee is now part of that SMP group. He's a good content creator. I'll have to give him that. He has a very interesting style of play. That is based in very much large part by the Roman Legion. So a lot of what he does and how he presents himself as part of his videos. What am I doing? Is themed largely around that. Kind of refreshing, kind of fun to watch. So you get a chance, please take a minute to spend some time checking out LegionVee, among others. Okay, we can put that there. Let's get myself another axe. I probably should get 2 axes, honestly. Let's do that. Let's start with 1 axe for now. Okay. I always want to make sure I'm getting back as close to the number of saplings as I used as possible. I always love to have a net surplus of saplings. It's always good to have. Particularly for the trees that grow in 4x4s, because it can sometimes be a little stingy in the sapling department. Okay. So far we're doing good. All right, so all right. Okay. This is going to be really, really weird. I'm actually going to not fill in the edges just yet. Because I want to be able to get up and down when I dig out the basement reasonably easily, and I haven't quite made a plan/decision on how I want to do that and where I want to put any type of stairway or access. I really would prefer to do it create elevator if I could, but I'm not quite there tech-wise for that to work. So we'll fill in the middle of the floor, which I know we most likely won't be needing. Couldn't quite reach the mute button. All right. Okay, so we're at a positive right now. We are at a positive now. The question is, do I have enough dirt oak to do the post and beam framework for the building? That is a question. I have a feeling the answer to that question is probably no. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Because that post and beam framework does take a pretty sizable chunk. It's about 2.5 stacks to do this framework. So there is and that building is quite a bit larger. So I'm guessing I'm going to need somewhere around 4 or 5 stacks of dark oak logs. I should be close to that mark here pretty soon. Should be pretty close to that mark here pretty soon. And yeah, I'm definitely positive on my saplings. All right. Let's start putting together our beams. Now, everywhere I put one of these fence posts, I now need to put a beam. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it's going to be higher than that one. So that's where the beams are going to go, is there. Okay. Drop that. Now, I've been toying with an idea while I'm building this framework here. I have been toying with an idea of adding a couple mods to the work. I am reluctant and hesitant to do so, because then I think I'm I'm altering the premise and the play of the pack. I suspect that at least 1 or 2 of the mods that I'm looking at adding will very likely be added shortly anyway. One of those being Copycats Plus, which has now been released for Create 6. Seriously. And another one is actually a world gen mod that I think will help a little bit with early game resources. Don't quote me on that because I don't. Because I actually jumped into a cobble gen far sooner than I would have actually wanted. That's not where that goes. Because I wasn't finding a whole lot of iron. So the tectonic mod has a more realistic world gen presence, I guess is probably a good way of putting it. To where you can find really tall mountains pretty easily. And they are a phenomenal source of iron early game. So I've toyed with that one. I've toyed with Copycats Plus again. That one I honestly expect to be added. Because so many of the builders in the Create SMP are using Copycat panels. I can't see them not adding Copycat Plus at some point here soon. The one they're waiting on is Create Steam and Rails. So they're waiting on that one. So I suspect if they do add a mod like Copycats Plus, it will be done when they add Steam and Rails. I've also toyed with the idea of just putting in kind of a quality of life mod to help with lighting up areas, which I kind of actually really need to be doing. Here, let me... torches anywhere? Ooh, that's interesting. That is quite interesting. It appears that I don't have any torches anywhere. Let's fix that. Actually fix that. I am surprised I don't have torches. Okay, let me grab... There we go. Yeah, that's what I have... I want to try and avoid. We're going to throw a bunch of torches. You two fight each other. Yeah. And of course, yeah, I spent way too much time. Yeah. Yep. Saw that coming. I really ought to use some of the iron that I have for armor and a shield. Yep, really should do that. Because I have the iron to do it. I have the iron to do all of that. I just haven't exactly been... So, shield. Helmet. Chest plate. Leggings. And boots. Okay. Alright. Maybe I won't be such an idiot. Now maybe I'll be less of an idiot. Okay, I do need another axe. I don't have any. I do need another axe. I might need another shovel at some point. Okay. Let's hang on to those. And let's swap those around. Put that there. All right. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna have to get up top to do that. Okay. My parkour skills. That's about the sum total extent of them. So if you're looking for me to do some fancy parkour, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Okay. Alright, even though this block will not be seen, the one I'm breaking right there, once we get everything all squared away and together, I still like to be a little bit anal retentive, and make sure that that beam sits on top of the post and it all faces the right direction. I know, really, really lame, but I don't know, it would bug me if I didn't fix it. Okay. Alright, so maybe I didn't need 5.5 stacks like I thought I might. And I only needed 4 stacks. Okay. So framework has been created. Okay. Now, I'm gonna end up needing a lot of that dark oak because I'm gonna be doing some things in the basement with it as well. So not a total screw up that I made more than that I planted more than I ended up initially needing. Can I tie in the... I wonder. Because the only reason I can think of that I had iron boots in here is if I had gone to the nether and died in the nether. So that's the ceiling, so this is 1. Okay, that's going to be the ceiling, so that's 2. That's 3. Just want to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So that's the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be 5. Okay. This should be 5 this direction as well. Alright. It's gonna kind of be my stair. I already screwed this up. I should have... Ceiling 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Go the wrong direction. Yes, I went the wrong direction. Oh, lovely. I needed to go that direction. I think. Yep. Okay. So, that goes that way. I want to come over to this corner now. Ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dig out a perimeter under here. This is going to be a huge workshop facility, way bigger than most anything I typically build. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or if that's going to be a bad thing. We will have to see. Just gonna say, I'm about to run out of. Okay. I will go up to where I need to go a little bit later here. But what I want to do is actually take this other corner out. so I know where my markers are. That's a ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, let me dig this way first because this is the shorter leg. Or should be the shorter leg. Yep, there we are. Alright, there's our shorter leg. Gets me nice and this way. Now I just need to dig all the way to this side. Looks like it's starting to get dark. So let's dump off some resources. And call it a night. Now, I am going to definitely need a bunch more. A bunch more resources. I'm going to need probably 2 more shovels. I'm guessing at least 3 more pickaxes. At least 3 more pickaxes. So everything below this level I need to dig out. Except for maybe that block. That's 1 shovel down. As we continue to dig our way through this basement. We are getting close to the end of an episode. So I maybe want to take a little bit of time and focus on doing a little bit of prep work for the ceiling of the basement using our lovely post and beam construction method. Okay, I'm gonna put that there before I forget. Okay. So let me dig a little bit further out on this space. Just so I have a little bit more work. That's shovel number 2. I probably need a 3rd. Probably 2 more, actually. So I'm going to actually take a second. I'm going to cap that for a minute just so I don't accidentally fall into it. Because what I need to do is actually prep the ceiling space. Because we're going to put some beams in the ceiling space. I'm going to take a little bit of this out to get to this spot. Here is a good spot to get to. Now, this is where I have to decide how anal retentive I'm going to be about the post and beam structure. Because most of the time, I will set it up where in the underground portions I don't particularly care to extend the posts and the beams as far as I probably should. So gotta make that decision, because now would be the perfect time to make it. How far am I going to extend the post and beam? The architect in me is saying, yeah, I need to do it the right way. I need to do it all the way. Okay. Alright, we're gonna do it the right way. We're gonna do it the right way, even though it's gonna annoy me, probably. We're gonna do it the right way. So, okay. Let me go get... We'll wrap up this episode by starting to fill in the post and beam structure for the basement. So I can show you what I'm talking about. So, this is where I get a little annoyed at myself for doing this. I'm going to bring that post, which is right there, all the way down to the ground. Now, I'm not doing that right there exactly, but it will eventually get all the way down, because I need to normally I wait to do this until after I've got the basement completely carved out, but I can show you right here since I've got a shot all the way down to the basement, where the basement floor is. So we're going to carry this post all the way down to the basement floor. I'm missing it right there. Dang it. Okay, sorry. I am going to... Gotta leave that spot there. So the post is going to go down into the ground right there. Gonna wait because I have that sink there. I want to be able to access this. The sink. Oh, I did not do that right. So that post now goes all the way down to a firm foundation. This is where the architect in me starts laughing. So that's that. And then we'll start the beams that will go across there. See? And we'll continue that all the way around. But that is actually the end of the episode. We did run just a teeny tiny bit long. But that's okay. That's okay. We have gotten a fair-ish amount of things accomplished. Let's say we got everything accomplished, and I just realized I'm gonna need a little bit more, just a little bit of the dark oak. This way. Dunk. close to having enough dark oak. Alright, I know. I said it's the end of the episode. I promise we'll wrap the episode up here in a second. This is how my recording sessions go. I get caught up in doing something, and I want to make sure I get it finished before I finish the session, as it were. Okay. That will wrap up this episode. We will continue this project on our next episode. Until then, I do thank you all for watching. I do wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good time zone to you all. Until we meet again on my next misadventure.